Hi, and welcome back to Pittman's Pumpkin Patch, Pittman's Garden Patch. It is April 1st, 2017, and I'm here to talk a little bit about my apple trees this year and what I'm seeing and what I'm noticing. New things happening and some strange kind of stuff. This is my Honeycrisp, Jonathan, Fuji. Now, I started out with just the Honeycrisp and the Fuji tree, and my main goal was trying to find a apple tree that will cross-pollinate with my Honeycrisp. In other words, I wanted them to bloom approximately the same time. So that's why I got those two. So I've had them, I think this is my third year of having the Fuji and the Honeycrisp in my garden. I think I'm going into my second year with a Jonathan. And the reason why I ended up getting a Jonathan was because, again, my main goal for me, I hear you. The main goal for me was to get my Honeycrisp blooming. I love the taste of Honeycrisp. They're so expensive in the grocery store, and so why not have your own tree so you don't have to pay all that money for a delicious apple. So, anyways, my Fuji apple tree has always seemed to bloom about 2 weeks in advance of the Honeycrisp. And that's what it's been doing the last couple of years, up until, well, kind of sort of still happening this year, but there's a change going on. And I'll tell you about that in just a moment. But the Honeycrisp has always been about 2 weeks behind. And so, cross-pollinating may or may not occur depending on how long the flower blossoms last and how long are they going to keep producing flowers, the Fuji and the Honeycrisp. And, that's when I went and got the Jonathan, because I looked at the stage of growth and development one year of what my Honeycrisp was doing. And then I went to the nursery and I saw a tree that was roughly about the same stage as mine. And I said, okay, well, this one will probably bloom about the same time then. Well, this year the Jonathan hasn't put out anything of leaf growth yet, or hasn't budded out, whereas the Honeycrisp has. And of course the Fuji has. Now the Fuji, I'd say, is still a little bit ahead of the Honeycrisp right now in budding out. Now last year the Fuji tree produced a few flowers for the first time. I was super excited about that. And they were growing. It's a little bit self-fertile, so they were starting to grow. But then what happened was, as a disease called fire blight took a hold, and I had to cut out all my apples and some of the branching to save the tree. Okay, well, so I was hoping to, this year I'm going to see some fruit again. I'll see some more flower blossoms that already did it last year, a few. So let's see what's going to happen this year. Well, I'm not really seeing any signs right now of flowers being in it. I've checked around, and you can tell at this stage what they're going to, if it's going to be more of a leafy growth or whether they're going to have any flower petals on them this year. Well, I'm seeing maybe one that's a little behind right now that I think possibly has some flower blossoms hiding in there, because I could see a little hint of red or pinkish red coloring amongst all the little green leaves and green buds and stuff that are all tucked away in there. I can see a little bit of that, and that to me so far has been a pretty good indicator that there's flower blossoms in there. I'll keep checking on that theory of mine. But when I show you the Honeycrisp, pan back over here to the Honeycrisp now, it has never blossomed any flowers. But this year, it's going to. I can see flower buds in this tree. And so it's about ready to put on to bloom some flowers here in I don't know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I'm not sure the time frame. But now I don't have any Fuji apple flower blossoms to be ready to go and cross-pollinate with these this year. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't win, The Honeycrisp here has decided this year it wants to change. It wants to do something different. It wants to put on its flower blossoms early. Whereas the Fuji is not really showing me any flower blossoms. Last year it did. Honeycrisp didn't. This year the Honeycrisp is. I'm not really seeing it on the Fuji. The Jonathan's just sitting there chilling out. And so let me show you this. I'm excited about this, but at the same time I'm a little bit because again, one tree was ready last year, this one wasn't. Now this one is ready this year, but the other one doesn't seem to be. So let me show you. Come pan in on here, right in there. See that little hint of red? Right on there. And you see those sacs right there? The leaves are opened up, and then right in the center is about, I don't know, 5 or 6 sacs. I call them sacs. I don't know what the technical name is. But those are holding the flower blossoms inside. And you can see that little hint of pink and red right there. Hopefully you can. And you look right there on that one. And you look, let's see if I can get this shot. I think you can see the red that is on that flower, on that branch right there. And it usually tells me that there's those the flowers in there. You can see it right on this one right here too. This little guy right there. You can see a little bit of redness right in there where my finger is. And there are a few other buds around here that are showing the flower sacs or whatever whatever they're called. And you can look right on there. Look at that. See that pink and that red coloring right in there? See those little flower sacs? Yep. Those are going to be flower blossoms, and I'm super excited about that. There might be a better shot of that redness right there on the side of the dead center of the screen. Yeah. Look at that, see? So I'm really happy about that. But at the same time, like I said, the Fuji doesn't seem to be ready to go. I'm like, darn. Well, let's see what happens, man. There's still hope. I'm happy that this thing's finally blooming, so I know things are going good in its development. It's coming along slowly but surely. You know, in our age of society, we all want things fast. We want them now. And so each year I'm always hopeful that the Honeycrisp is finally going to bloom, and now it does. And now my Fuji's not ready. So what can you do, you know? I'm thinking that this is back here on my my Fuji. I am thinking that this blossom right there in the center is what's going to be producing flower blossoms for me. I think I can see just, and I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but I can see a little hint of red, a little dot, if you will, of red right in on that. Let's see if that camera will pick it up. Should be on the top there, dead center. And you know, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I did come in here and do some pruning during the winter on the tips of these things, and to try to get more outward growing branches, and maybe by tipping off, cutting off the tips of these things for an outward facing bud to get it to go away from the center of the tree. Maybe that's stimulating the tree to put on more leaf growth this year, and exchange of flower buds. Maybe that's why that's happening. I don't know. But stay tuned. Come on, Jonathan. You gotta wake up and give me some flowers or something. Show me a sign that you're coming alive. We shall see. All right, guys. The bees are in there doing their job for those blueberries. Got a hummingbird feeder up there to try to attract hummingbirds in here and everything to try to get more pollinators. All right. From Pittman's Pumpkin Patch, Pittman's Garden Patch. I'll see y'all later and enjoy. Get in that garden. Grow some food. Bye.